Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about disappointing products. I feel like I've been pumping out these videos like crazy, but I've been trying out a lot of products and apparently a lot of them have been disappointing. A lot of these products are things that I tried in like a try-on video and I wanted to come back and give you a full update, and a couple of them are actually PR products that just didn't work for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. In general, I think a lot of you guys like these videos because I do talk so much about products that I love, so I also like to update you on products that didn't work for me in case we have similar makeup interests, or you were interested in hearing my thoughts on these specific products. So let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. But if you want to hear some alternatives or hear about products that I recommend over these, just check the description box below because I always share product alternatives on things that I love or that I would recommend instead of these products. So let's jump into it and we'll chat about them. Okay, so the product that was probably the biggest disappointment for me is the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. I did film a video where I tested this out on camera, and before I filmed that video I had used it a few times and I just wasn't sure how I felt about the product. This was the first time that I ever tried out Natasha Denona eyeshadows, and I've heard so many good things about their eyeshadows, but honestly I've also heard that the mini palettes are sometimes a little bit different than the full-sized palettes. I'm always a little bit hesitant to spend that much money on like a full-sized eyeshadow palette, so I thought that spending $25 for 5 shadows was a little bit more reasonable. And don't get me wrong, the colors in this palette are really beautiful and I do enjoy some of them, but I had a lot of trouble with the purple shadows in here. I just thought they were very patchy, they were very hard to blend. I did not have an easy time with them, and I've used this palette like 5 or 6 times at this point, and every single time I went in with either one of the purple shadows I had the same experience. So I just think it's not the ideal formula for me. Even the lighter brown shadow, which is one that I did use fairly often, is not the most ideal formula. They take a lot of blending, and you guys will have to let me know because I don't have a lot of experience with Natasha Denona eyeshadows, but do you have that experience with like the regular palettes? I've always heard so many good things about the formula that I could not wait to try it out, and I just wasn't that impressed. Like even the metallic shadows felt very dry, and there are so many other metallic shadows on the market that I enjoy more than these that I just don't think this was worth the money. It was only $25, so it's not the end of the world, but I think I'll actually end up returning it because I had such a bad experience with it. It's weird because the reviews on Sephora.com are really good and a lot of people enjoy this palette, so I don't know why I couldn't get it to work for me. I'm not like a makeup artist, but at the same time I don't usually have so much trouble blending my eyeshadows out. So if you guys tried this, do you think it's a good indication of the formula? Like, are the full-size eyeshadows the same as this one, or is this one different quality? I just couldn't get it to work for me. The effort that it took to blend these shadows is just not worth it when there are so many blendable shadows on the market. Okay, so I tried out the new Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. I just got like a deluxe size sample in the mail because they did send me a few of their new products. And I don't want to say this is an outrightly bad mascara because I don't think that's the case. I do think it makes my lashes look pretty, but I definitely don't think it's worth the money. I rarely spend my money on high-end mascaras just because I've experienced a lot of good drugstore mascaras. But there are a couple that I love. I love the new Hourglass mascara. I love the It Cosmetics Superhero. So occasionally I will spend the money on a high-end mascara, and I just don't think that I would spend my money on this mascara because it didn't do anything too crazy for my lashes. It did make them look long, but it didn't make them look extra voluminous, extra dramatic, which is what I typically go for. If you are strictly a fan of lengthening mascaras, then you might really enjoy this one. And I know it has properties that are supposed to like condition your eyelashes, but I just haven't really been that impressed by the results whenever I use it. It is a very, very wet mascara. So if you are not a fan of like super wet mascaras, you're not going to enjoy this one. For me personally, I did get this deluxe size sample, but I would not go out and purchase the full size product after testing it out. Okay, so I purchased the ColourPop Step Right Up Face Duo a while ago, but I just got the chance to try it out in August, and I was excited about this because I don't think I've ever tried a ColourPop pressed bronzer, and it's been a long time since I've tried one of their pressed highlighters, but I really enjoyed the ones that I've gotten in the past. So I couldn't wait to try this one out, and unfortunately it just didn't work for me. The highlighter in this duo is so glittery. It's not smooth, it's not seamless on the skin. It almost feels a little bit chunky when you swatch it, and it just does not look good on the skin. Now that's definitely personal preference because I've heard that people really enjoy this duo in particular, so it might depend on what you're into, but for me personally, it just looked really glittery. It didn't look even or smooth, and I did not like how it looked on my skin. It really enhanced texture and I just wasn't really impressed by it. The bronzer itself feels really dry, and it went on okay. Like, it blended out nicely, but at the same time, it took a little bit of building up to get the color that I wanted. I think the color might be a little bit wrong for me. It looks like it would match really well, but I had to really build it up to get really any color payoff, and the product itself is so dry. I do not like the ColourPop pressed face powders, and that's almost what this product feels like. I just find them to be very dry and almost too lightweight. So this duo for me was definitely a fail. There are just so many other bronzers and highlighters on the market that work really well. So I tested out the ColourPop AllStar Primer in a video, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I liked how my foundation went on top of this product, and my foundation wore really well that day, but I also tested out a few other products, so I wasn't sure which products were working, which ones weren't, and the more that I tested out this product, the more that I realized it's not my ideal primer. First of all, I'm 98% sure this product makes my skin break out, because my skin has been breaking out in random places where it doesn't usually break out, and I think the main culprit is this product. I was testing out this product and a concealer, and I used them separately, and I noticed my skin did not break out with the concealer, so I'm pretty sure it's this primer. It's a very heavy feeling primer, so I think it kind of clogs my pores, and it makes my foundation go on really beautifully. It's almost like a thick lotion primer, but I just don't like how it feels so heavy on the skin. I prefer like a nice lightweight primer like the Smashbox Primerizer or the e.l.f. Oil Control Primer. Those are really lightweight, very hydrating, and this one just feels like a thick, heavy lotion, and I don't like that feeling on my skin, especially if I'm layering like foundation and concealer on top. I do think it makes my skin look really smooth, look really matte, and my foundation goes on top really beautifully, but there are just so many cons to it for me personally. Like, it makes my skin break out, it's really heavy, it has a very strong scent. Also, you only get 0.88 ounces, which isn't significantly smaller than 1 ounce, but it's something to note. It's not like the most affordable option on the market, and it just has too many cons for me personally. So I also tested out the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder this month, and when I first tried this on camera, it was very clear that I did not like the product, and even after using it a little bit more, I still do not like this product. There's just something about this powder that doesn't work for me. I always set my foundation into place. No matter what foundation I'm using, whether it's light coverage, full coverage, I have to use a setting powder, and typically I prefer a pressed setting powder, but I also do enjoy some loose powders. I just kind of felt like this powder didn't do anything for me. It didn't really lock my foundation into place. My foundation creased really badly. It also looked a little bit patchy when I applied it on top of my foundation, and my skin still got oily throughout the day, so I didn't really experience a difference using this powder. And there are just so many other powders that I enjoy over this one that I don't think I like this one. I'm just going to pass it along to somebody else who can enjoy it more than I do. I think if you have dry skin or normal skin, or you like a very, very lightweight powder that's almost non-existent, then you might enjoy this powder, because I know there are people out there that don't want to apply like a ton of powder to their face. The last product is actually something that I changed my mind about. I used to love this product, and I used to rave about it a lot on my channel, but it's been a while since I've used it. It's actually in my project pan for 2018, so I pulled it back out of my collection to use it again, and I just don't feel the same about this product anymore. It is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I do still enjoy how this product applies. It goes on really beautifully, it feels really lightweight, very hydrating, it blends out nicely, and it gives good coverage, but it creases on me horribly, and I don't know if it used to do that and I just overlooked it, or if it's something new, but I just experience terrible creasing when I use this product. And I already have under eye wrinkles, so when a concealer creases on top of that, it makes my eyes look even worse. So I have to be really particular about the concealers that I use, and no matter what powder I use to set this, it creases anyways. On top of that, it has a very strong scent, and I don't know if I was just immune to the scent in the past or it didn't bother me, but it actually gives me like a legitimate headache when I wear it. It's so strong. It's like a very fresh scent, and I can notice it on the skin even after like blending it out and setting it, and I just don't like it. So I don't know what happened with this product. I used to love it, I just don't like it any longer, so I'm kind of disappointed because I remember really enjoying it, and I love how it goes on. It applies beautifully, it looks great until it starts creasing. facing, and the scent is just too much for me. Okay guys, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you let me know in the comments below if you tried any of these products and if they worked for you or if they didn't work for you, because sometimes you guys give really good tips on how to make the products work. Sometimes you use them differently and then I discover a new way to use them and they end up working for me. So I would just love to hear your thoughts. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.